This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2085, The Benefits of Investing in Land by Alexa Mason of thecollegeinvestor.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. We're going to get right to today's post as we optimize your life. The Benefits of Investing in Land by Alexa Mason of thecollegeinvestor.com. When you think of real estate investments, rental homes, commercial properties, and foreclosures come to mind. Those certainly are the most common. But what about land? A large plot of land is getting ready to go up for sale next to me, which has put this type of investment on my radar. Like anyone looking to make a well thought out and profitable financial move, I started digging deeper into the pros and cons of making this kind of investment. Benefits of investing in land. It didn't take me long to come up with some good reasons to invest in land. I also called on a close friend who has a few plots of vacant land to see what he had to say. Number 1, it's a limited resource. Nobody is making any more land. Unlike products that come from the factory, there's a finite amount of land. This one reason makes land insanely attractive to me. Number 2, there's little maintenance compared to other real estate investments. One of the beauties of vacant land? There are no buildings. There's no fixing leaky roofs, clogged toilets, or replacing carpet at every tenant turnover. Nobody is living on the land. It can't get much simpler. Number 3, you can start inexpensively. While you're not going to swoop up 100 acres of farmland inexpensively, there are some other types of properties that you can get started with. I visited the MLS for my area and found vacant lands that from a quick search look to be appealing at only $8,000. The money that you'll need to spend will vary based upon the goal you have for your land. You should know your goal before buying. And number 4, it can be profitable. Beyond your enjoyment, there's no reason to invest in land if there's not some sort of financial gain. Believe it or not, there are several ways to profit from land, which we'll go over here. How to make a profit from vacant land. If you've thought about land but haven't come up with a concrete goal, here are a few ways you can make a profit from vacant land. Number 1, buy and hold. Just like you can with stocks or other like investments, you can apply the buy and hold strategy to land. If you get a good deal on land now and hold it for 20 years, you can sell and walk away with a profit later. Of course, just like stock market investments, there are no guarantees. Another thing you can do is lease the property while you buy and hold, making your investment pay for itself over the long run. Number 2, lease to a farmer. If you get your hands on a good piece of farmland for the right price, you've found yourself a good investment. Farmland has historically produced bigger returns than stocks, bonds, or mutual funds over the long run. Since 1990, farmland capital value has grown by 4.6%, and when taking into consideration the income generated by leasing the property, returns have averaged 11.8% annually. That's a pretty good return for a fairly hands-off investment. The downside? Farmland is going to be more expensive than other types of vacant land and may be harder to get started with if you don't have a pile of cash just lying around. Number 3, lease to a hunter. Did you know that hunters will pay a pretty penny for the right land? If not, it's true. I have 2 family members who lease hunting grounds every year, and a quick look on the auditor's website tells me that they're paying more than the taxes on the property. Leasing in this capacity is one strategy that you could add to the buy and hold. By leasing the property, you're going to walk away with enough cash to cover any property tax and insurance, and possibly a profit thereafter. Number 4, buy low, sell high. Just like you can flip a home, you can also flip land. This, of course, will highly depend on the area you live. If you're able to pull it off, you can buy land at a cheap price during the slow time of the year and then relist it for more at a later date. And number 5, offer seller financing. It can be hard to get a loan on vacant land. If you have the cash to purchase vacant land, you can offer seller financing to a buyer at a higher rate than the bank would offer. How to start investing in land. One of the easiest ways to get started is to use a platform called AcreTrader. This is a platform that allows you to invest in farmland directly, something that's been extremely challenging until now. Other things that should be considered. Vacant land can be a great investment for the right person, but before you go out and buy yourself a piece or property, you need to know what to look for. One big question you should be asking yourself is, why is the land vacant in the first place? You need to visit the land in question and also find out about zoning laws, any environmental concerns, and utility hookups, just to name a few. When you're just getting started, your best bet is to heavily research and find a mentor or real estate agent who's knowledgeable and can guide you in your search. Also, remember that just like other investments, buying vacant land is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Instead, it's a solid investment when done properly and by the right person. You just listened to the post titled, "The Benefits of Investing in Land" by Alexa Mason of thecollegeinvestor.com. If you've been listening for a while, you know that I consider investing in real estate a more advanced type of investment. So investing in land, from my perspective, is even more so. I think you'd have to have a pretty good idea of what you're going to do with that land before you took the plunge. And it's definitely not the place to start investing. Investing in the stock market has a much lower barrier to entry. So if you're just beginning with investing, I would encourage you to start here. Contribute to your tax-advantaged retirement vehicles and get comfortable with investing consistently and paying yourself first. Build up your cash position and make a dent in your retirement savings, and then look to more advanced forms of investing. But after you do that, if you've got an entrepreneurial itch, why not look at buying land? I have a friend who bought 50 acres of land near Red River Gorge 15 years ago. He's a serial entrepreneur, and he knew the land had potential, but for many years, he just took his family there on camping trips. Well, now his son is all grown up and has entrepreneurial aspirations as well. Together, they turned the land into a glamping site, and I'm going to stay there for the weekend after Thanksgiving. They have luxury glamping tents with queen-size beds and fireplaces, as well as a cabin for larger groups. While I don't anticipate buying land anytime soon, it's fun to have friends that made the investment. That should do it for another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. I'll be back tomorrow as usual, so I'll see you there on the Wednesday show where your optimal life awaits.